Hey,
Hey, what's going on,
everybody.
everybody? We're back like we never left.
Yeah, never left for how many years it's been now?
It's been like a couple months.
A couple months. No,
Yeah,
honey. It's been like a couple years.
no, couple years.
When's the last time we've been on here on a video for Kate,
Um,
J, and Key?
it's been in this house.
No, it has
Yeah, it
not.
has.
We have not. So we're back.
See that video upstairs?
No, not for J and Key.
For sure.
Positive. So it's been a minute. It's been a while since we've been on here talking to you guys. Did you guys miss us? Or it was like, yeah, I ain't really paying no mind. It's cool if you ain't paying no mind. It's cool. It's cool.
Ain't nobody miss us. Told you, our message boards was lighting up. They wanted us to come back. So
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
check the message boards. They was like, where y'all been at?
So here we are. Okay, so the question that we were talking about was,
Question is,
do people marry for love or do people marry for what is it? Marry for
like stability,
Stability.
business. Yeah.
for business. So like in the movie Girl Trip, what was her name? Ryan and
Ryan.
I forgot the guy name. That was Luke Cage.
Yeah, Cleophas.
Cleo. Okay, no, I know that's not it. But they got married. Now,
Ryan and Shabazz.
okay, Shabazz. We'll go with Shabazz. Ryan and Shabazz were a married power couple. They were like doing shows and writing books and doing all of that. And they had some issues in their marriage. But the way they handled them was to look at their marriage as this is a partnership. We are here because we work together and we make money together. So we need to tighten up because our livelihood depends on this.
Right.
And it wasn't really centered around I love you, I respect you, I want I want the best for you outside of money. I want to treat you with love and respect. It was more of a business agreement.
Well, that's the question too, because is it like, did it start out like that? Or did it start out as like, if we love each other, we'll build something together? And then there's the question is that when you actually do build something together, does it get, what can it, I think I think what it's trying to say is like, if you're not careful, this is what it can turn into.
I like that.
It could turn into, start out with love and dreams and ambitions and goals and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But then after a while, when we start to get successful, I think we have to be careful because you have to, I believe you have to in my belief, I believe you have to like maintain yourselves throughout it, or what have you. I was watching Will Smith's Instagram, and he was saying something like he told Jada that I can't make you happy, and I read that, I was like, wow, like we can't make people, we make each other happy, we love each other, but realizing that if I don't bring my happiness to the table, and you don't bring your happiness to the table, it's gonna be impossible for both of us to make each other happy. We have to contribute to to happiness. You know what I'm saying? We have to contribute to success. And I think once you're happy with yourself and you happy with and love the person who you are, you can accept the love from someone else because they love you for you and you love you for you and you love them for them and they love them for them, or what have you. But I think it's easy to get like sidetracked, you know?
Especially when fame is involved, especially when success is greater than what you may have imagined, and you don't really know how to, I guess, like handle it, because you're learning as you go along. So if you've never experienced that success before as a married couple, you don't know how you're going to respond to it until you're responding.
Yeah. It's funny. The fame is a funny thing too, because a lot of people, I want to be famous. I want to be famous. I want fame. And there are some people who do manage it well. But in the spectrum of everything, there's really never been anybody who handled fame, to like to the T. There's been nobody that has been famous and then been like, there's been no T about, you know what I'm saying? About
Right,
them, you know what I
right.
mean?
Because we're human, stuff is gonna happen. Just because we're famous
And-
doesn't mean that
But see, that's the thing
things
about
aren't gonna come up.
That's the thing about fame. Fame wants you to be perfect. Fame says you're famous because people like you. People like your life. People like your talent. People like your this. People like your preaching. People like your that, or what have you. And the spotlight of fame sometimes doesn't allow you to be a human being.
It doesn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Because every little
'Cause
small
once-
thing, everybody's on
Yeah.
Twitter like, did you see
Once
what
you
she
get
said?
tired-
Did
once-
you see what they did?
When you're famous, and recognizable and stuff like that, you can't have a bad day. Unless you're like super famous, like Beyonce and Chris Rock and
They
Jay-Z.
can't have a bad day
and-
either, because soon
you know
as
what
she
I'm
be on the
saying?
beach with her little pudge out, somebody got something to
Well,
say.
see, not even that.
When her
It's-
daughter hair isn't done, somebody got something to
But
say.
see, people gonna say something about that anyway, because they coming for people who are famous, so they can, get a little bit of the spotlight. But what I'm saying is, it's the moment that Beyonce didn't tip a waitress, or it's the
That
moment
everybody
that
up in arms.
it's the moment that a well-known pastor gets mad in the drive-thru. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he cussed anybody out, but he was just really disappointed. And then it's like, well-known pastor fusses
Disappointed
with
about
McDonald's employee.
Nuggets weren't done.
Is he saved? Like, be like,
Really?
That's how
Right.
that's how the world of fame is, man. You can't be human if you. I mean, not trying to go deep, but for example, Terry Crews just came out not too long ago on I think it was Instagram or Facebook to open up about his addiction to pornography. But him and his wife been famous for years, and he had to basically. This is what he said on the I don't know if it was Oprah or Dr. Phil, something like that.
I didn't see it.
And I think it was Dr. Phil. I just saw a little clip on YouTube or whatever. And he was basically saying how he had to basically hide it, and his wife didn't know much about it and all that other stuff. And like I said, being famous, having your demons is like you can't even get help, because if it comes out, you're too afraid to look at people's careers who came out, you know what I'm saying, and were doing pretty good and they got destroyed by something that they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to mention no names because I ain't about, any of that stuff. But we all know or heard of celebrities that, came out and was awesome, was amazing, it was hit a hot streak, and was rolling. And then one thing happened. Drug bust.
Mm-hmm. Or their kids got into something.
Well, let's go even
smoking weed.
Yeah, let's go even simpler. Athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If one person, depending on whatever race you are, it doesn't even matter. If one athlete, if one girl, whether she black, white, Asian, whatever, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever, it's one thing if it actually happened. I want to be careful with that topic, but it's one thing if it actually happened. But if one girl say, "Oh, he raped me" or "he touched me," and whether it's true or not, like career over.
Yeah.
He can already make it. Guy coming out of high school, about to get drafted by the NFL or NBA, stuff like that. And if he's dumb and he did do it, you should go to jail because that's not right.
Right, because
But
wrong is wrong.
it's not right as well for a young
Not to
lady to
accuse
say,
or say
"Oh, he
lie
did
on
this,"
him.
just because maybe some situations happen between them. But
Right.
anyway, said
Back
all that
on
to
topic.
say that you have to be careful with keeping your identity. When you're married or planning to get married and then want to have a successful career.
So I like what you said about, starting out, getting married for love, and, in the beginning. That's your initial thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got married, take us for example. We got married for love, We were young, in our early 20s.
Yeah.
We had things that were going on that brought us closer together,
Right.
and kind of bonded us in a way that we would have never thought,
Right.
possible.
Never knew that
And,
cocaine could bring two people together.
It's a hell of a drug, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Just never knew.
But in those, in that instance, the things we went through brought us closer, and our love for each other grew. And so
Yeah.
we decided, okay, let's do this. We'll get married. And now We've been married for, it'll be 10 years next month.
It's love, yeah.
And we are at a place now, 10 years later, that although we married for love, now our marriage is kind of going to be not based entirely, but it's going to be about building, building each other, building our children, building just our family as far as finances, as far as everything as a whole, really. Our mental state, being stronger mentally, being stronger physically, being stronger financially. And so now, although, of course, we still love each other, that's not a question.
No, joking.
That's not a question. It's just that our, I don't know, like our priorities are shifted.
Yeah.
Things are, our focus. But see, I don't really want to say that because it's not like I don't focus on loving you. It's not like you don't focus on loving me. It's just that now what?
I think just now more things have been added to your plate. You know what I'm saying? And when you're younger, I just from my perspective, our perspective, not trying to say this is how you do it, because then somebody be like, well, when I was young, I did.
Everybody got their own story. We talking about us.
How they did things. When we were younger, we were a lot less focused. You know what I'm saying?
We weren't focused at all.
Yeah, it was hard to. We didn't have we had a center, which was Jesus, which is Jesus, and always
still.
will be, or what have you. But we didn't get to a point to where we allowed what we were learning to be able to apply to our lives. You get excited about the things that you're learning, but then are you applying them to your life?
Which is crucial.
Are you?
What's the point of learning if you're not going to apply it?
Are you being a good steward? Are you, are you praying? Are you, doing these things? I think sometimes, especially with the charismatic church, we learn from jump how to get excited. We learn from jump how to celebrate God, how to worship Him, down to, not saying anything against white people or anything like that, because I've seen some white people who know how to cut a step. They can, dance with the best of them. But even from a young age, I know us as African Americans are even taught, it's almost, unfortunately, almost like a shaming type thing, like an underlying shaming type thing or what have you, because I know I've done it too, what have you, of that. You had to come home and really practice your step because the platform in church, was, go ahead, boy, you better shout, you know what I'm saying, or what have you, especially depending on how it looked. If you look crazy, people was like, Lord bless him. Lord bless him. He shouting it the way he knows how, you know what I'm saying? And I think in just going through those things when we were younger, it just started stacking on until we got to a place where we was like, okay, we gotta start to apply some of the stuff that we're learning.
And that is the God honest truth. It's no point in learning things and studying things if you're not going to apply it. What's the use? We get fat and overweight on information, and we don't want to release it. We don't want to share it. But even down to as a wife sharing with her husband, as a husband sharing with his wife, as parents sharing with their children. I think that's the shift from not just loving you, but now I'm building you. Now I'm cultivating you, because now that I've taken in all that I can, I've learned, and not all that I can because I'm always learning, but the things that I've learned so far, now it's time for me to put it to work. Right. Now it's time for me to build myself with it, and then build my husband with it, and vice versa. And now it's time for us as husband and wife to build our children with it. And the same thing goes for the single parents, who aren't married but have children. You learn what you can, you learn all that you can, so that you can put it into your children, so that they can then go out and reproduce and be civilized citizens of the society. And I think that's the shift from, like I said, from not now I love you, and now because I love you, I'm building, because I've started to learn. I started to learn some things, and my mindset has changed.
Level of priorities.
Exactly.
When you're younger, I believe, like you kind of